Hi, it's Maria from the Tarot Shop here, and we're just going to take an unboxing of the Celtic Elemental Tarot. It's by Aine Cates Sullivan and illustrated by Belle Crow de Cray. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce your names correctly, but it's basically, I would say, it feels as if it's something that's actually really quite personal to her. I read very briefly at the beginning here that she explains that the concept behind it. Yeah, so that's not that. It is. That's from Caitlin. Okay, so the impulse behind the deck began many decades ago when I went on a search for the divine feminine. So we're just going to explain this simply because it gives you the concept behind it. So to discover her face, I found myself turning to ancient sources where the goddess was revered in her many forms. I became a Christian minister, then studied with a rabbi, went to India and was hugged by Amma. Studied Tibetan Buddhism, psychology and world mythology. For decades, the divine feminine continued to call to me in dreams, often inconsolably weeping. After some extensive research, I discovered that for the past 2,000 years, her face has been hidden from the Western world. Even worse, many of those who sought her have been persecuted, lingering in Christendom only as a holy ghost. The divine feminine has been banished and driven underground. She is now awaiting the time of her return. I must say, actually, I'm just going to add in here that there's a lot at the moment where we are returning to the divine feminine. There's some other decks that we've got here at some point that I'm going to show you. Not in this video, but a separate one. And it feels as if that's kind of the call of Mother Earth. And the divine feminine is very much, weeping and wanting to reinstate her love, if that makes sense. So finding has been deeply healing for my soul. There are many goddesses and deities that appear in this deck. Their flames are alive in my heart, and may their wisdom also blaze within you. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but she basically says that her DNA reveals that she's 98% Western European. I believe she is now a druid as well. So she's gone back to her Celtic roots, currently lives in the US and is American, I believe, unless I'm mistaken. Let's have a quick look at the back. I think it helps to see. In Anglo-Irish, she's at the King's. Oh, she earned it at the King's College London, so she's no stranger to the UK. Santa Monica, and continues to offer private consultations, including tarot readings. She's published more than 20 books, including several titles on Celtic mythology. She also runs a podcast, Wisdom of the Ages. Okay, so you can see a lot more about her. Now, she's gone back to doing, it comes in a box, as read. This box is a magnetic clip top. In there, you've got an illustration at the back there. So that's it. Okay, let's pop that to one side a minute. And then the book, as you saw I was going through, it's a monster book. It's huge and has, it's black and white. It's got the images here, keywords, reversed meanings or reversed images, thoughts, meanings, divination, reverse challenges. So there's a lot of information on here. And I love that she's added gemstones in and some Celtic mythology. And I want to say, for every card. So she's gone back to the elemental principles of earth, air, fire, water. You've got the Major Arcana. She takes you on the journey through those and explains beautifully here. If I can find it. Sorry, I should page. What do you call it? Page mark these things, shouldn't I really? It's at the very beginning. Opening the deck. She takes, here we go. So cards 0 to 6 are the allies, and you've got the challenges. So it's through the Major Arcana, the virtues, and then of course we return to the cosmic forces. So she's got that in there, and then each of them has their explanation. At the back of the book, you've got some spreads. Okay, so that's the book. Now let's take a look at the cards. Size-wise, they are, good size, slightly larger, slightly chunky at the moment because they're new. They would need to be handled considerably more than I've done them. A little bit stiff, but I'll go through them. Card quality. Cards seem to be moving into this. In the old days they were card, but they're moving into a thinner coated, I guess I want to say. They're all like that now. They're moving there. So these are the backs on every single one of them, and let's take a look at them. Okay. I'm going to zippy through these. Speed me up, slow me down. You are in charge. So we've got the Empress and the Emperor, which is called the Green Man. So there's some slight changes, obviously, from the Celtic point of view. Oh, we've got a dragon. She's put more information in each of the cards as well. So she does encourage you to take a journey through them and to go through them slowly one by one, because she, as I say, there's a lot of information in each of the cards. Sorry. Justice, 11, 12, 13. So then we move into Earth, which is the obviously Pentacles. She's popped a key word on each of the cards, which is really handy, because if they move away from the Rider-Waite these days, it gets quite tricky for a lot of people to move on to that next deck. So I love that she's done this. She's got a keyword here. It's an ace, so it's the beginning of abundance. Partnership, so duality. So these are, as I said, the pentacles in the traditional sense. I've got that 4, 5. Yeah. Really good that they've got the keywords on them. I'm impressed with that, because the story doesn't really, I mean, there's a lot in the card that you could, but they're not character led, you know, they're element led rather. So then we've got, this is the traditional page, is it? And then the knight and the queen and the king. So we just slightly changed it in accordance, and she's obviously put the deities in there as well. So she's air. So this would be swords in a traditional one. I love it when they put keywords on, because you know that's how I teach, is keywords. You learn like the alphabet of the keywords, and then you're able to read, use the spreads to tell you the story. So put these cards in a position, and then it will, you know, it becomes far more relevant, because the position has a meaning, and then this is the words in that meaning, if that makes sense to you. As we've got Guinevere here. She's the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. There's Arthur. I'm in the southwest of England, so of course I've grown up, water is cups. I've grown up obviously listening to stories of King Arthur. I wish he would rise from, apparently there's meant to be, the myth and the legend is that he's been sleeping. He was tricked into sleeping, and that if we blow a horn, I think if that's right, if somebody finds the horn that has been buried and they blow it, he's meant to wake. We can but hope. Now, as I've always said, slow down my voice, or slow down if I'm going too quickly for you, or if I'm right. Imagination. Now this is the Ace of Fire, so this is wands. These are wands. In the traditional sense, they're obviously fire in this deck. Love them. They're really, really, and I love the colours that she's done. They're really good. Even though she said that the divine feminine is rising, I do feel that this could definitely be used by a male reader as well, you know, without really, it's not what I would call a feminine deck, even though that the feminine energy runs through it, the connection with the divine feminine. Okay, so those are the Celtic Elemental Tarot, this red box here, so you can see it. There you go. I knocked my candle over. Okay, that's it. Thanks very much for your time. Let me know what you think in the comments. It's always very helpful for me because, as you know, I stock these, so I want to know whether they're going to be well received or not. And that's it. Thanks very much for your time. Bye-bye.